Boom. It's a nice Sunday morning. The sun is shining and it's just beautiful outside. Oh, what's that? I got a message from my buddy. He wants to play a game. Well, my buddy lives in South Korea, and sometimes we play a game, or I play the game and he just watches through Discord. So I'm going to have a little game session, and then we're going to get to work on some more stuff. So let's go ahead and, this is the life of a game developer, right? That's what I'm showing. So let's go. One of our favorite things to do is to play video games early in the morning, and usually horror games. So we'd like to play some Resident Evil games. It seems to kind of bring that childhood nostalgia and something we used to play because we're millennials like that. All right, man. All right, dude. I'll catch you later. Have a good one, dude. Hey, what's up? Here we are. What's going on, guys? So I've been working on some pretty cool stuff, and I want to show you guys what I've been up to here. What I've been working on is trying to get some of my old previous game footage into the game, so like I can pretend like other students are kind of showcasing their projects. Essentially, it's my own stuff, but I needed some material anyways to kind of give the illusion that the students are working on prototypes and they're working on different kinds of work. And I thought, well, hey, I got a backlog of doing some devlogs from like a couple years ago, so why don't I just use some of that? So that's what I've been doing, and let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, forget the last thing I was talking about, but what I was working on was adding, a TV screen lighting with 5.5 rec lights, media player showing footage of Tall Poppy 1 gameplay in the student center, media player showing devlog Villains Chase, media player showing devlog of Devotion's Crew in the classroom, and I was also working on some college interior posters. So what'd that end up looking like? Boom, here we are. Now, I'm going to show you the posters first, then I'll show you the TVs. But essentially, basically, I just made a couple posters that can change, and if I were to go to simulate here, I'll let it do its thing, and you'll notice that all these kind of rotate and change over time. So it's something that I kind of wanted to do just to kind of change it up, to kind of give it more of a college feel, so to speak. But one thing I am having a problem with, though, and it could be a post-process issue, could be a lighting issue, is that as you'll notice as it's going up and down, you'll see the pixels kind of jumble and stuff like that. So you can kind of see it. Hopefully on your screen you can. It's not so bad if the player is close, but it's pretty bad. So, since this is quote-unquote an art school, essentially, there's going to be film class, there's computer science class. You won't see any students from those classes because art classes just so happen to take place when those classes aren't happening. Specifically, mainly because I don't want to create all those characters and stuff like that. But, we are a part of a game design class within the fictional game college here. And I tried to organize these posters to kind of be a little closer to what you might see in some shape or form. For example, computer science for registration. So all these posters are basically just for registering, because that's what you got to do before a semester starts. You got to register. So I figured, hey, try to make something artsy for the graphic design, try to make something game-like for the game design students, something for the film students. Register now, and also for the computer science one, Boots Bay College, if you can read this, register. And I thought that was kind of cool. They made another little poster here, just basically in Tall Poppy 2 there's going to be Boots Bay Pub, so I figured I'd put something there, and more just like basic graphic design stuff just slapped together here, just to kind of, if anybody's paying attention to that kind of stuff, at least that'll be kind of interesting. And then I plan on putting this, I took some screenshots of the actual game, or the actual level, and hopefully I won't have these weird artifacts going on here. But yeah, essentially this is just to kind of illustrate like, hey, you are in a fictional college, and we're kind of advertising for it. As for these TVs here, you'll notice that I have different coloring. Now I will turn down the coloring here really quickly here. And by coloring, I mean light. So let me just put it at 0.005, give or take. Yeah, we'll make it nice and dark in here. Now I'm going to press play, and we'll be able to see you notice how there's different light effects already on these actors here. But if I press play, and it looks pretty darn good already, you'll notice that I've got 3 different TVs showcasing 3 different things. Now I can activate audio if I want, or I don't have to activate audio if I don't want. It's basically portfolio stuff. Like, I made this game, so I'm going to pretend like Poppy Erickson made it, or we're going to, you know, kind of do that. And this is some, not Devotion's Crew, Villain's Chase. I was working on a 2D game for a while, so I'm going to pretend like a student was working on that. And then I was working on a space game for a bit too, for a while. I was in prototype hell for a bit. But I got to work on some pretty cool stuff, and you'll notice the lighting kind of changes based on what's on the screen. So that's kind of the most important thing here. And that's a new feature in 5.5, which is really neat. So hopefully that's going to give some extra feel to the environment when I play these videos in class. And in the classroom, remember, there's 2 huge TVs there, so it's going to be kind of something similar to that. So it's pretty cool. Got that up and running, and that's kind of some things I've been working on. And since there is a couple of scenes where students will be showcasing their work, because, you know, we are in a game developer program in the game, so I figured why not have game developer stuff, like showcasing, you know, what kind of art was made. Now, this is all stuff I worked on a couple years ago. I was thinking about making a 2D, or sorry, not 2D, but a VR game called Devotion's Crew. And I made some pretty damn good progress on it, but I kind of got burnt out on how much damn work it took to actually work on all the assets and stuff like that. But yeah, I made pretty good progress. And then I worked on another game called Villain's Chase, which is supposed to be a mobile game, or 2D, kind of like a Super Meat Boy kind of situation here. This is all stuff I animated, and I'm not sure if anybody's seen this before, but hey, if anybody plays this game, at least they'll get a glimpse of some stuff that I worked on. And I'm just gonna pretend like some students were working on it too, and all that kind of stuff. So I guess in Tall Poppy here, people are reading a note, and you can kind of read it if you get close enough to. But it's pretty cool. So actually, as we watch this here, we could watch one of the first scares. So I have to, the strange thing of what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to pretend like Tall Poppy is playing his prototype, Tall Poppy, the game I made. It's some sort of fourth wall situation here. And you collect the key, and spoiler alert, I guess, but this is one of the major scares that people usually get scared at, so I'm gonna have to animate, you know, the characters getting scared at that moment. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna turn out, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. So I got some posters done, I got those TVs done, and it was something that was a part of my task list that I have here. So now I did the research on it, and I applied it. I could put that down here. Same thing with the footage for the Tall Poppy 1 gameplay, or Tall Poppy, I shouldn't say Tall Poppy 1, because I'm aiming for this game to actually be called Tall Poppy 1 now. Media player, devlog, we could put that down there too. And I worked on a couple college interior posters, so now I just actually have to put them into the game and go from there. So that's what I'm going to do, and so stay tuned. Alright, I think I wrote enough. Now that I did a couple of rewrites, now it's time to jump in the engine and add a couple of extra things, like I want to add those posters and I want to add those TVs to the data layer. So let's go ahead and do that. What? Alright, transition complete. Now we are in the subway system here. And you'll note that there is a metric ton of the same artwork all over the place here, and that's got to change. That's why I made those posters. So let's go ahead and drag some of those bad boys out, and we'll get that party started. All right. What was I doing? Oh my God, what was I doing? Boom, 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 edit, boom. I got to pay attention to where I'm editing this, and timing. Data layers, that's what I'm trying to get at there. Oh my lord, what happened here? We're just gonna have to wait through that. Now, talking about posture, I'm in my husky era right now, so I'm a little larger than normal, but you can tell already I'm kind of leaning back here. I'm going nerd neck a little too much. I gotta push that sucker back, gotta puff that chest out. I gotta start think about my posture long term here. Otherwise these muscles are gonna get weak and I just get humpback all the time. And I notice I've been doing that a lot. I'm a humpback dude now. So, especially as you get older too, so pump it out. All right, with my posture in check, and it is finished loading in down here, I'm gonna go, ooh, excuse me, I'm gonna go ahead and replace some of these posters with the ones that I have here in my college section here. So all I gotta do is select one down here, select one up here, and I do believe I will be able to, don't quote me on this, but replace with selected. Yes, excellent. Whoop, look at that, perfect. Now one thing I did note though is that it is a little stretched, so I'm gonna have to unstretchify this sucker out here. There you go, we got one poster in there. You know what, we'll do one here too. Pop. And again, we're gonna go ahead and right click. We're gonna replace this guy here, and we're gonna just restructure that up so it's a little bit better. And the one thing that I did do is I transferred different materials here, so I can go ahead and make sure I put college 1. Done. Look at that. So a little bit different art in here. That's not too bad. And then I'll change this guy out here as well too, and I'll replace the material within for the kiosk 1, and we're good to go. Hey, look at that. Boots Bay over here. And then we can kind of see Boots Bay over here. Again, I think I'm gonna have to figure out why this is so pixelated here, but we'll get to that at some other point in time. Okay, so I'm back into the world here, and I wanted to add a couple of TVs to the world based on what's going to happen in which day. So I did, and now I have my TVs here. Now the lighting's not complete yet, but at least I can kind of get what exactly I need relatively with what I need here. And once it presses play there, so as the student you're going to be sitting here, and we have those nice reflections going on down below here, and we should have lighting that matches, which we technically do, but I didn't finally tweak it yet, so it's not finally tweaked. So that's cool. So we'll be able to technically watch this quote-unquote devlog that will be presented by a student in this classroom here, and that's going to be pretty neat. So pretty cool, and that's going to add a little bit more, I guess, vibes to the game dev program that's happening within here. So pretty cool. Plus I get to kind of show off some of my work. So pretty neato. There's the ULSS Devotion from my Game of Devotions crew that has not come out yet, but I'm still working on it at some point after this game and Tall Poppy 2. But I'd like to continue working on it. But anywho, that's one of them. But essentially, this is what's going on here. Now, I was debating whether we should sit on the couch or the beanbag. So maybe you can let me know. So if we're sitting over here, you know, this is the kind of view we have. Or if we sit over here, this is the view we would have too. And there would be characters sitting on this couch having conversations about this quote-unquote prototype that one of the students made. There you go, that's cool. You can see the light going on in the background there, or on the forefront here. Or I was thinking about sitting over here too, and then, you know, the player could see the video a little bit better, but they can also see the other characters talking amongst themselves. So if you have a suggestion, let me know whether we should sit exactly where we're sitting here, we should sit over here, and then we can look at the characters over there plus the footage, or we could sit on the beanbag here and then kind of see everything. So I don't know, that's kind of one of those decisions that I have to make at some point in time. And again, I have to decide where I want to sit as the player. We're going to engage with the couch, so I was thinking right here would be good because this is kind of a turned couch, so you'd be able to see the other characters kind of sitting on the couch, plus you can kind of still see some of the footage there. So I don't know, different angles might garnish different kind of feel, you know what I mean? And I might be overthinking this here, but maybe I'll sit right in the middle too, you never know. But I feel like the right side's a little bit better for some reason. You can see what's coming through the door. But at the same time, if you sit over here, you kind of get the feeling like maybe someone's behind the pillar or something's in the darkness over there. Like a little bit of uneasiness. So I don't know. I'll leave that up to the comment section as well too. But either way, I got my footage into the games, and you know, if people wanted to watch them, or you know, this is going to be like a presentation that a student's going to have, because the students are tasked with making devlogs essentially, and so they're showcasing it to the other students before their assignment's completed. And luckily, I already had lots of videos that I took before from prior work that I worked on, such as this game here, which was my Super Meat Boy attempt of making something similar with the wall and all that, death wall, and I've got all the moving blades and the fire jets that pop out and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I even made a boss fight too. Kind of cool. Did all the animations and all that kind of stuff. Pretty neat. But anywho, so that's what that is there. So that, I think that'll kind of provide some sort of entertainment in some shape or form, or at least make the player feel like they're a student in a game developer program. Well, folks, I think that's enough. It was a pretty good day. It started off with me doing some gaming with my buddy Trevor, and then I ended up doing a little bit of work. I did some posters yesterday. I created them yesterday, implemented them into the engine today. Then I made those TV systems, and I implemented that tech into the engine just to test it out. And today we put that in. We put the posters in. I did more rewriting. I put the TVs in, and yeah, that's progress to be made. I think that's pretty good for today. So we're going to close off the evening. It's 5:41 now, and now I'm going to slip into relaxation time. Got a little bit of a headache today, so I'm just going to do some relaxing. But anyways, hey man, I got a question for you. If you noticed anything cool that you'd like to add, such as where the person should sit, where the player should sit in the student lounge area or the classroom, maybe not the classroom, but well, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow along, because I'm going to just keep plowing away and keep making these things. So slowly you're going to see a game being built up over time. And yeah, it's going to be kind of a cool thing to see happen. So I'm enjoying making it. I hope you're enjoying watching it. And let's have a good time, man. Let's have a good time making this game. This is an experimental game, and let's have a good time making it. And I hope you have a good day. Boom.